I'm gonna shoot you straight on this one. I got a list of 100 things you can do in Delaware, and I want to get right into it. Now, here are the first 30 things you can do right here in southern Delaware. One, you can go to one of my childhood favorites. You can start with the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk. We can go a little bit north, and we can hit the Cape Henlopen State Park. Lots to be done in there. We won't even get into it. You could spend a whole weekend there. The Dogfish Head Craft Brewery, that's actually in Milton, or you could go to their restaurant right off Rehoboth. Down south is the Fenwick Island State Park, and a little bit up north back in the Rehoboth, you could go to the Jungle Gyms Water Park. The Nanticoke Indian Museum in Millsboro, the Cape Water Taxi Sunset Cruise out there in Lewis, and the Hopkins Farm Ice Creamery in Lewis, Trap Pond State Park in Laurel, and up north, but still in Sussex County, still considered southern, would be Killens Pond State Park. We have the Funland Amusement Park in Rehoboth. We have Lavender Fields at Warrington Manor in Milton. The Big Chill Beach Club, which is in Bethany Beach at the Indian River Inlet. This is right over the bridge with the big yellow pipes. Really cool spot, beach, food, drinks, great vibe. The Dough Bar in Milton, as well as the Milton Downtown Events. Overall, just a great place to be. The Dewey Beach Water Sports Center, the Milton Theater, obviously in Milton. The Boardwalk Plaza Hotel in Rehoboth is a really cool place to stay. And the Governor's Walk Trail, as well as the Prime Hook National Wildlife Refuge trails, are splendid walks. I'll throw in the Junction Walk down south, as well as the walk just down the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk, going back to the beginning. Moving up into central Delaware, where can I eat? What can I go do on a weekend? Where can I go hang out? Starting off with a fun one, the Air Mobility Command Museum is driven by a ton by Dover residents and not often attended. Really cool spot. And remember, later we're gonna get into events and things that you can do in Delaware all throughout the year. We got Brecknock Park in Camden, the Abbott's Mill Nature Center in Milford, and the Delaware Agricultural Museum, also in Dover. Pfeiffer Orchards is running year-long events for kids and families out there in Camden. The Smyrna Opera House and the Blue Earl Brewing Company are both located in Smyrna. Also check out Brickworks if you're looking for a good meal there. The Harvest Ridge Winery and Wild Quail Golf Club, because I'm a golfer, are both in that Marydale out west Dover type area, but splendid places to go check out. And I think Harvest Ridge does a couple food truck festivals too that are just top notch. I know because I've been to a couple. McGlynn's Pub, Delaware State Police Museum, and the Silver Lake Park are all in Dover. We have Mispillion River Brewing, as well as Big Oyster Brew, both in Milford, Delaware, and that's next to the Southern Delaware Golf Club, which is one of my personal favorites in my hometown of Milford. Food for Central Delaware, we got Rail House in Dover, as well as Roma Italian in Dover. And down closer in the Milford, Easy Speak Spirits and Fondue are my two favorites right now. More food, I have Cool Springs, I have the Spence's Bazaar, the sale, my goodness, it's good. The Golden Fleece Tavern, and Harvest Moon Restaurant. A couple more parks to throw in there. You got Shooty Park in Dover. You have Browns Branch County Park in Harrington. We take the pups out on a walk out of Browns Branch. Got a nice little creek. It's fun. And we're bringing it back up again. The Killens Pond State Park Nature Center, not just the actual water park. A lot of people don't know. There's a water park, there's a nature center, there's bike trails, there's an actual giant pond, the Killens Pond. It's a really cool place to go, and especially if you're looking for something to do on a weekend, Killens Pond. Northern Delaware, I got 40, and I want to go through everything you can go do, things you can go see, places you can check out, sightseeing, trails, and again, after this, we have events that are running through at different times throughout the year in northern, central, and southern Delaware. The Winterthur Museum, Garden, and Library in Wilmington, and Longwood Gardens isn't technically in Delaware, but a lot of Delawareans claim it. That's another beautiful garden to go check out. The Hagley Museum and Library, and the Brandywine Creek State Park. That's right near the White Clay Park, and I can't tell you enough that White Clay is one of the most beautiful state parks that we have in our entire state. Two Stones Pub, as well as the Mount Cuba Center and the DuPont Environmental Educational Center, and the Brandywine Zoo could make for a great weekend. The Kalmar Nickel Shipyard and the Newark Reservoir, and then of course the classic Queen Theater. The Iron Hill Science Center in Newark, and the Woodside Creamery out in Hockessin, as well as the Bluebell Barn in Wilmington and the Hale Burns House in Newark. Back over to food, we have the more recent Constitution Yards Beer Garden, and then more of the classic Bardea food and drink. For my golfers, White Clay, once again, is a fantastic golf course, and Deerfield is my most favoriteest Delaware golf course, to be honest with you. Rock Manor's up there too, but I would say that Deerfield's my favorite. Got lots more here for you. Got the Penn Cinema Riverfront, got the Amstel House Museum, Battery Park in Newcastle, the Trolley Square area up there in Wilmington. And speaking of Wilmington, the Riverfront is one of the top locations throughout the entire state. The Delaware Children's Museum in Wilmington, as well as the Wilmington Grand Prix, the Back Burner Restaurant in Hockessin, Iron Hill Park in Newark, Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen in Newark, and the Rail Wine Bar and Grill in Wilmington. The Brandywine State Creek Park in Wilmington, the Rockwood Park and Museum as well in Wilmington, and the Delaware Art Museum are all located within earshot of each other. Bellevue State Park in Wilmington, as well as the Wilmington and Western Railroad, and the DuPont Environmental Education Center, if you're feeling a little bit educationally. Brouhaha for a coffee. And now, the 25 events that I feel are must-attends throughout Delaware. And by the way, if you want this list of 101 things, we actually put this on a PDF. Download that PDF right here. You just got to let us know where to send it. Otherwise, let's get into the 25 events throughout the year that you can attend here in Delaware. Starting in Central Delaware, we'll be at the Delaware State Fair, which is from July 18th to July 27th in 2024. Those dates will be similar in years moving forward. The Sea Witch Festival is in October every year, as well as the Nanticoke River Fest, which is in Seaford, in July. The Clifford Brown Jazz Festival is hosted in June in Wilmington, and the Rehoboth Beach Jazz Festival, very popular, is in October every year at Rehoboth Beach. We mentioned Fifers earlier, but the Fall Fest is all fall all the time. They run the U-Pick all throughout the summer now, but the fall time frame is their go-to. So Fifers pick them, as well as the Wyoming Peach Festival, which is a one-day event in early August every year. Back up north to the Brandywine Festival of the Arts in September in Wilmington, as well as the Greek Festival and the Newark Food and Brew Festival, both hosted in early summer, one in Wilmington, one in Newark. The Hispanic Festival in Georgetown in September, and the Nanticoke Indian Powwow, which happens in Milton in September every year. Old Dover Days and Old Newcastle Days happen in the spring, and also in the spring, the Blue Rock Stadium hosts a tequila and taco truck festival that is a must attend. The Apple Scrapple Festival is in Bridgeville, and that's in October, and the Riverwalk Freedom Festival just recently happened mid-September, and that's in Milford. That's a really popular one. Sticking in Milford, we have the Holiday Stroll in December, and we have the Ladybug Festival, which happens over the summer, which is a female-led only music festival. And the Blackbird Creek Fall Festival, which happens all throughout fall. And there's many fall events, by the way, from Wicked R Ranch to even up as you're going toward Middletown, Frightland. You'll see have all their big display up and the scary stuff. But if you have something that you know I missed in this Things to Do in Delaware list, please comment it below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on what you love about Delaware.